So welcome to our second YouTube video, and this one's going to be about work experience, and we're going to give you some information about how we organised it and what we did and what we learned from it, so you guys can use that for your future applications. So we're all going to start off with just like everyone saying kind of one line or 2 lines on what they actually did for experience. Okay. Do you want to start this?
Yes. So what did I do? So I worked in a nursing home, and I also worked in British Heart Foundation, and I shadowed the GP as well.
Great. So I went to visit a lab, like a clinical lab in a hospital. I also visited a morgue, strangely, and I worked in a care home as well.
I volunteered at a hospice for some months, and then I managed to get a hospital placement as well.
I think I mentioned before I did done work experience at a hospital, which my school kindly arranged. I also worked like twice a week at my GP surgery for like a year. I volunteered in terms of helping this, it's now called Age UK, or it was back then called 60 Plus, so every week I'd go and help this lady with her emails and just trying to teach her how to use a computer. I also tried to, every week again, I would help a young child in my school. I think he was maybe year 7, how to read, because he had difficulties reading, and I would just kind of mentor him in that way.
So I volunteered and helped out on a ward at St George's Hospital to help feed the patients. Also worked as a medical secretary as well, and I went to a nursing home as well.
So I also did a nursing home sort of, not placement, but I volunteered there sort of weekly for roughly 6 months. I was lucky enough to get a hospital placement for about 2 weeks. I also did something with a charity. I think am I allowed to name them? There's a charity for disabled people in London that does sort of events every school holiday. So a friend of mine and me used to go literally every school holiday, volunteer for a week and help them out. So I did that for about 2 years. And I think that's it. Oh, and I also worked. So I worked throughout, by work I mean paid work, waitressing work. I worked throughout A-levels, and I think that's important to say. That can count towards you showing them some of the qualities we're going to talk about.
But you guys have reminded me, there were a few other things I did. So I've done babysitting from like the age of 15, but on like a very regular basis because of my mum. And then I also helped like doing mentoring at school. And then last year, what was I going to say last year? Oh yeah, again there's this charity which organises like short stay respite for people with disabilities. So during the holidays I did a few of those. So you'd go up and you'd stay there, sleep there, work there for 7 days.
That's great. Yeah. So who wants to talk for us about how they organised it?
Okay. So my hospital one was actually not conventional. So I was an inpatient at the hospital I'm working at right now. And I was under the general medical team, and there was I think they call them a registrar now, a registrar who was there, so a senior doctor, and I just sort of said, I'm a medical student, I'm a soon to be medical student, I'm hoping to be medical student. So can I, do you think I could come shadow your team or one of your team members, blah, blah, blah. And then they asked for a CV, which I forwarded to them, and then I was just lucky enough to have that organised. So that's how I did that one. Not conventional, but you just use whatever opportunities you get.
We wouldn't advise you to try and go into hospital.
Sick. It wasn't planned.
Don't twist any arms.
Wasn't planned, but I was there, so I thought I would ask.
Yeah.
Second one was the charity. So I literally just Googled ways of volunteering, because again I needed something to be able to apply into medical school, because mine wasn't a conventional way, because I didn't really want to do medicine, or I hadn't thought about medicine earlier on, so I had to try and do things to make my personal statement better. So I just Googled charities, and then I found one that said you can come for a training session, and I went for a training session and then just volunteered with them. I think I can name them, and they're a really good charity, and they actually advise or recommend you going to them. They're called Kip and Kids, and they do sessions for their members who have a wide range of disabilities during school holidays, so more respite, like Nicole is saying, so away from their families, and then you just go help with activities. Lots of things are organised around the week school holidays that people get. And then their nursing home one, I think I mentioned in the previous video, I literally just walked into my local nursing home and I said, can I just come and volunteer here? I spoke to the manager and they let me go and do a couple of sessions every week. And I worked because I needed money. I actually didn't, when I was working, I didn't really think it would feature in my application, and I hadn't really thought about how useful you having paid work can be. So yeah, I just used to have a weekend job, as lots of people do at the age of 16.
So I did a nursing home, and that was organised by my college. So I had to go there one afternoon a week, and I did that for about a year. So in terms of going to the nursing home, things that we did obviously was interacting with the patients there, keeping them company, reading to them, helping with feeding times, and just doing activities with them. Also, I helped with them in terms of getting into feeding patients on the ward. And what I did, because I was trying to look for a work experience in a hospital, I called up the hospital and I tried to ask about work experience. They said that but because of whatever insurance policy they had, they weren't able to have students in the hospital who were under the age of 18. So what they said that I could do instead was volunteer in the hospital, and then I think the rest, meeting up with the lady who was in charge of that service. Obviously I had to express my desire to apply to medicine, and she thought, okay, the best way to get in contact with patients was to help by the feeding times. So I did that a lot. She also mentioned that there were a few consultants who could possibly benefit from having like a medical secretary as well. So obviously I didn't take on the full duties, but I would go along and help with administration as well. And I think just doing that, being in that clinical environment really helped me. So I use that in my personal statement and also in my interviews as well.
So I think I have to say I was quite my school helped me a lot. So I went to actually a different sixth form to my actual high school, so secondary school. I don't know why I went all American there. So my secondary school helped me out with the work experience, as I said before, and because everyone has to do 2 weeks of work experience, and I said at that point I knew I wanted to be a doctor, and then they facilitated that, so I was very fortunate. And then again with what now is age concern and the mentoring the young boy at the same school as mine was again facilitated by my sixth form, so that again was quite easy, thankfully. But actually I thought at that point, compared to actually my peers at my sixth form, I didn't have very much experience. So I knew I needed to do a little bit more. And to be honest, my biology teacher said, I don't think you have enough experience, but those 3 weren't enough in his opinion, so I had to venture out and have a bit more. So I went around my local area and I literally went to every single GP and I introduced myself and I said, you know, I'm willing to do anything. At that point I wanted to be a doctor so much, I was like happy to even clean your toilets just as long as I can be part of, I don't know, the team in any way. Obviously, even if you clean the toilet, you can observe and you can learn things from the interactions between the other members.
Look at the quality of school.
I was fortunate enough that I ended up being like a receptionist. I helped with like clerical work, and then the GP was kind enough. Like a few times I was able to sit with him. He was the GP partner, and was kind enough to do that. And then finally, again, even with all of that experience, my tutor, or not my tutor, but my teacher at that point was like, actually, compared to the others, you're still kind of lacking. So I am originally from the Philippines. Well, I was born in England, born in London, but my parents are from there, and I thought, you know, to make it a bit different, how about I going to the Philippines and I suppose volunteering that way, because I did find, you know, just making it a little bit different. So I volunteered in I suppose a shelter. It's a shelter where there are disabled and abandoned children, and you know, they're just giving them a home because they're found on the streets. So I just kind of for 2 weeks, I went there for 2 weeks, and I helped out in every way that I could. Just like feeding them, reading to them, and anything that I could. Like basically, I was just trying to volunteer.
How did you organise that one?
I was so I asked my aunt in the Philippines, like, is this something that is possible? And she's like, potentially. And then she did a little bit more research and was like, actually, obviously, because Philippines is a third world country, it wasn't too bad, because they just wanted any help possible. I don't even think I even gave them any financial help. I just was, it was just my time, and they really appreciated it, and I learned a lot during that experience. And I think after having all of that, that was when finally my teacher was like, I think you've got enough. So.
Wow. Yeah. Keep trying hard.
I think he knew I really wanted to be a doctor, and so he was like,
do anything you can. Yeah. How did you organise it?
I'm glad that wasn't my teacher, because I would have not gone, I would have failed at the first step. I think for me, a lot of the stuff I actually managed to arrange was kind of online, doing lots of searching, seeing if there's anything, but obviously not just looking at hospitals, but any kind of healthcare environment. So I think I sent emails to basically everyone I could, saying like, I'm looking for work experience in a healthcare setting, is there anything I can do? And then I might have been told about kind of charities. So this charity, the respite one, again, is called Vitalize. It's a very good charity, and it's all like your time, and they are very good at kind of organising everything for you. And then I think there's one outside London, but they're all over the UK. So I went there for a week during my half term, and there were other young people, lots of volunteers from other different countries, and then it's just a place where they take disabled people out each day, and then allow their carers to have some respite, which is obviously very important for them. And I think I found that online. In terms of the hospice, I feel like maybe my friend might have heard about it. I was introduced to the hospice manager. She was very lovely, she was very helpful. She gave me all the paperwork to fill out. She got all like, because a lot of time people say, oh no, I can't do this because of insurance. And all the GP surgeries I went to, can't do this because of insurance, you're too young, you're not over 18, it's quite difficult. But this hospice woman, she was very helpful. She'd done all the checks, like the CRB, or it's called DBS now, checks for me. And she showed me everything, so I was able to go there. I was like providing meals for the patients. They also had like a lunchtime thing that I could do sometimes if I wasn't at school and during the holidays, and it was really rewarding. And then also job, again, I wasn't thinking about it specifically for medicine, I wanted money as well. So I was working with lots of different families, pretty much 2-3 times a week for a few hours, looking after their children, doing babysitting. And that was quite useful actually, because it taught us lots of different skills, and that was good to go on the applications as well actually. And then other things which you don't think count towards work experience, which actually do if you look at them and you look at what things you can get out of them. So like I worked at a lab for a bit as part of my school, which my school arranged. That was really helpful. And little things like that, like helping children at school. I was like an ambassador during 6th form, helping with the running of the school, which you can talk about that as well, leadership. So any opportunity that comes your way, you can do.
So my ones, the lab and the like morgue visit, that was actually, like I said on the previous video, I think half a day that my school organised for a few of us that wanted to do medicine, to just go and see the lab and see how they work. And like I say, like everyone said, it's about how you speak about it, and how you show the skills and things you've learned from it that makes it apply to medicine. And then I also did the care home experience, and again that was the same thing. I just googled care homes in my area, found one that was in my school, took my CV in, they were quite happy for me to volunteer, and I just set up with them exactly when I wanted to come, that suited my time, and went like once a week for, I don't know, a few months. So yeah, it's really straightforward actually. I did try to apply for like work experience in hospitals. The way that I tried to do that was emailing, just googling on the different consultants for whatever specialty you want to shadow, and then emailing the consultant, which you can find online, like on the hospital websites. But I sadly didn't get that. But that's the way to go about it if you want to try and get that.
Yeah. For me, so yeah, I realised I wanted to do medicine quite late. So I think it was like mid AS level. So, and also, so mid AS level, there was me and this other girl who wanted to do medicine, and we were very determined to get like work experience. So we, in terms of the British Heart Foundation, we literally went to all the charity shops near our college, and there was a few, and we just went to speak to them and said, this is what we want to do. We're happy to come in for, so hours a day and then, work. And we managed to get a job in the British Heart Foundation. The other thing was a nursing home that was organised by our college. So we normally have, I think on a Wednesday afternoon, you have like a period where you get to do whatever you want to do. So like you can do knitting, you can do media, whatever. And so we used that opportunity. We asked, like, could we use that time to go to the nursing home? Because it was quite overwhelming because we had to revise as well and do all this other stuff. So we used that time to go to the nursing home. In the nursing home, we used to help with meal times, help with cleaning. We also did arts and crafts. And we also did some reading as well, and it was quite interesting because a lot of the elderly people had interesting stories. So, because you think, oh, I don't want to, I think I don't want to spend my afternoon speaking to old people. But it was actually quite interesting when we went there. And then the last thing was GP. That was the most difficult one because I literally went to every single GP that I could find near my area, and dropped my CV, spoke to a lot of not ward manager, what are they called? Practice manager. And a lot of them turned me down and said I have insurance, to cover me, blah blah blah. So after like 2 or 3 weeks, I got a phone call from one of the GPs and said, I'm happy for you to come for like a few days, and then that's how I got that.
Great.
What I was just going to also say is that obviously to listen to everyone's story, we all have a vast range of work experience. Something else you can also do to demonstrate your passion for medicine is attending lectures. Usually universities, King's College University, UCL and Period all host free lectures for medical or prospective medical students, so you can go and attend as well. Something else I did, which was in secondary schools, I also went to summer school as well, which I did in my personal statement. So these are just ways which you can demonstrate your interest and show that you are aware of what's that word to use? That you're aware of the dedication it's going to take and the hard work it's going to take in terms of working in that field. So that's some of the things I did as well.
And also now you've got social media. There's a lot of doctors on social media. So just reach out, send them a DM and say, this is what I want to do. And you'll be surprised by the people who would be willing for you to shadow them. So I think that's another opportunity as well.